everybody. Oh, it's so nice to see some faces on this. What night of the week is it? Thursday?
Wednesday. You did that earlier too.
Oh, man, I have my week all mixed up. Oh, and Marta's translating. This is awesome. Okay, so yes, hi. If we haven't met you before, my name is Maddie McCoy. This is my husband, Brendan. We are going to get started in just a minute and a half or so. So if you have anybody who you're hoping jumps on, make sure to message them now, and we'll kick it off in just a minute. And as you are coming on, if you're able, feel comfortable to turn your camera on. We don't care what you looked like. I put my hair up in a ponytail. So just be yourself and show your smiling face if you can. And if you can't, that's perfectly all right too. Alrighty, should we jump in?
Sure, let's do it.
This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I am so excited to talk to you about ketones and the opportunity to share them. If you are somebody who's just here to learn about ketones and you haven't even tried them yet, comment below so that we know that we're talking to someone who hasn't even tasted them yet. But I'm thinking that a lot of you, if you're on this call and someone invited you to join this conversation, you are currently drinking ketones, maybe for just a little bit, or maybe for a while now, and you're really liking them. So to say our names one more time, my name is Maddie McCoy. This is my husband, Brendan. We have been drinking and sharing ketones for a little over 3 years. And before we started drinking them, we had no clue what ketones were. We didn't even know you could drink ketones. We didn't know the power of ketosis. We didn't know what it was. It was it was like you were talking another language to us, honestly. And the person who shared them with us, the person who told us about them, the person that said, please just try them, I think you would really like it, was my mom. And so I kind of tried them, and Brendan tried them too, because his mother-in-law suggested them to forced might be another word, to do them a solid, right? To say like, okay, mom, I'll try your stuff. I'll be polite. I'll be a good daughter, but I'm pretty sure I don't need whatever you're drinking. You know, I don't think I need to really lose weight. I feel fine. But I tried them to be polite and to be able to tell my mom that I could, so that she could carry on with her new favorite thing, and I could go my own way with it. And so she gave us a couple samples to try, and genuinely, this was now 3.5 years ago. I still remember, that's how impactful it was. I still remember getting those packets, going to our kitchen counter, putting them in a water bottle, and thinking, here we go. Maybe this stuff will
We
work.
didn't even put it in a water bottle. We put it in a glass and stirred it with a spoon.
Yeah.
It's all clumpy and chalky.
Yeah, so if you have a trial pack on the way and you haven't tried them yet, I would recommend a water bottle. It'll be much easier.
Yeah.
But it was honestly within the first couple of days for me that, I mean, I was pretty much as skeptical as you could be. I really was trying it to be polite to my mom, but that was it. And I noticed within the first few days, I was working from home because it was COVID, and working in our kitchen right next to our refrigerator. And I realized I was not snacking throughout the day like I normally was. I wasn't, putting off a phone call or an email and getting up to go have, some pretzels out of the cupboard. I wasn't eating to stay awake or out of boredom or stress. So I connected with that, and I felt super focused, like more motivated than I had felt in a really long time, but at the same time, super calm. And so I knew that I had found something that really, really worked. That if I hadn't heard about it, there were a lot of people in my life who were drinking coffee or Diet Cokes and hoping for the same thing, but it just was not working. And so that's what we're really going to talk to you a little bit tonight, and have some of our friends share too, is as much as I love ketones, as much as I would just buy them and drink them and love them because of what they do for me and how they make me feel, it's almost like this company and this community is like you're going to a buffet line, not to give a cheesy example. But if you just drink the ketones, you're at the salad bar, you can load that sucker up with all the fixings that you want and make a really yummy, juicy salad that you'll be satisfied with. And that's great. We'll always make sure you have all the fresh stuff for your salad if you just want to drink ketones with us. But there's a whole nother section to the buffet line. There's the entrees and the desserts and the drinks. And that's honestly what the community is and what the business is and what the opportunity is you get to have whatever parts of the buffet that you want, and you get to bring other people along with you. And that's been super powerful. So honestly, I wasn't looking for a business. I had no background in this type of business. I had no background in ketones or ketosis or like sales or social media or really like even talking to people.
Even life.
Even life. We were recent college graduates. I just started telling people, hey, I found something that I really like. Do you want to try it? And it just sort of snowballed in our community. So now 3 years later, I've been doing this full time for over 2 years. I was able to leave my full-time job. I also upgraded my Toyota Corolla, which I was really proud of because that was the car that I got out of college, for a really nice car that this company pays for me to drive. And we've collectively, not just ourselves, but built a community of people in this area, over 4,000 people who are drinking it. And all we did was share something that we found from our hearts that we would recommend, just like we would recommend the new brewery in town that just opened up, or a new yoga studio that I really liked that I found, right? Like it's the same as anything that you love, that you believe in. I will argue that this is even better than new restaurants or new fitness things in your community, because of the way that it makes you feel and because of the way that you're supported by people who have been doing this for a long time. So the business is like really a beautiful opportunity that I'm really, really glad that you are all here to learn more about. Because if we can do it with as little of experience as we had, I promise you that you can do it too. And I'm going to share and introduce you to a couple of people who are going to share a little bit more about their experience as well. So do you have anything to add before
Well, yeah, I think when we first started the business part of it, we were 25, recently married, recently bought our first house, and it was early May of 2020. So like everything went crazy, right? Everything was shut down, couldn't do anything. And actually like 3 months before, 4 or 5 months before that, right at the end of 2019, we were both working at the same place and the place had just gone through a bunch of like staff cuts. And we both kept our jobs, but we were coming into this new like super uncertain time with COVID of like, okay, what if something like that has to happen again? And we weren't necessarily looking for this, but we also knew that we needed to do something to kind of like insulate ourselves from the super unknown of the time. And at the time we were just like, okay, if we could make $100 a month to help cover the cost of whatever, then that was going to be a win for us.
Yeah.
So we were definitely not looking for anything like this, but we just wanted to see what was out there, and I'm pretty glad we did.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Definitely we didn't want to have that fear again, for sure. So my first friend that I'd love to have share a little bit about her experience is Emily Campus. She has a super cool story of what this business has done for her, and she was very skeptical to try it as well. So she'll share a little bit more about how nervous she was to really even drink ketones, and then let alone like do the business. And I think she's glad she did. And I certainly am too, because I wouldn't have met her if she hadn't have done so. So Emily, I don't know if you can unmute yet, but I'd love for you to share a little bit about why you love this.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi guys, I'm Emily. Yeah, so my husband and I are dairy farmers. I'm a dental assistant. We work both full time. We have 2 toddlers. I brought it home. I talked to my husband about it. I was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do it. My husband's like, no, we could use more energy. Like, we're couch parents. We're watching our kids play while taking a nap. So I was like, cool, probably not. I couldn't get over the first hurdle of just ordering it. So we did. He talked me into it. He told me I could buy worse things at Target, which is kind of what sealed the deal of trying it. And he drank it the first day and he's like, I feel so good. You just have to try it. And I'm like, no. I drank it the second day and I was like, cool. I was still really hesitant. So I was really closed-minded to everything. And I kind of dumped it out. I was like, and I was like, that's really expensive. I should really just drink the next one. So I the next day drank it, fell in love with it. And it's kind of been a game changer since then. But I just am very hesitant of it at first. Now I wouldn't go a day without it. It's changed our lives. Like my husband right now is outside playing with our kids, which is kind of unheard of for us. We're really busy people. So like to me that we have the extra energy to do that is very important. We didn't know how we were going to afford it month to month. And as just average Joe people, as I say, like we're just average people, we really weren't sure how it was going to swing. So somebody was like, you can earn them for free. And I was like, cool, how do we do that? And I was a little hesitant at first of doing that, but after 6 months, or I'm sorry, we decided to do it. After 6 months of sharing the business, we had paid off all of our credit card debt. And to me, it was like, this happened, like that was a huge relief off of our shoulders. So it's not hard is what I tell people. It's just about being who you are. And the business side is now very important to me because it's personal growth that has happened for me. And I was just a mom following in the flows of everyday cycle of like, cool, this is just what I'm going to do. And I know, like, I just feel like I'm the first one in my family to make a huge change and do something that's a little out of the ordinary. So that's very important to me. And the business has been very important in that aspect. As far as my husband, he's like, this is like, he just loves it. This is like his dad, go farming juice. So he's all but I don't know how to explain it. It's just something that is a huge factor in our lives. And we continue to strive better. When we first started, we didn't really know our why. And now we know our why. I want to be financially set for my children. And it's so feasible. Like, I'm like, I love this stuff. And I know that other people out there love it just as much as we do. And if they don't yet, they're going to find it. We just know that. So
Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And I just love watching you grow and growing together, because that's one of the best parts about this too, is you're not doing it by yourself. It's your business, right? Like you are the CEO of it. You can, take this to the moon and beyond, but you have such a supportive group of people who are around you to like scoop you up and do it with you. So it's been really special doing it together, Emily, and I'm glad you were on to share more. The next person that I really want to share a little bit about what it's done for his family, I sometimes jokingly call him and his wife kind of like our prove it brother and sister, because they have been doing this for 7 years. So they really have been with the company for a long time and strongly believe in the business, and have had amazing success with it and really have a very interesting story. So Sean just got done coaching fifth grade base football and rushed home just to be on to share with all of you. So I'm really glad that you were able to make it, Sean, and I'm happy you can be here to share more with us.
It's the little microphone, Sean.
Oh, there we go. I think you should be good now.
Got it. You had to let me in. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Sean Golubowski. Like Maddie said, me, my wife, and my 3 kids have been drinking, loving, sharing ketones for 7 years. Jamie, it's kind of opposite of Emily's story. My wife had found them through a friend, and she said they were incredible, and I said they were too good to be true, and they were bullshit, and they weren't going to work. And convinced her 3 months to convince me, or took her 3 months to get me to try a sip, which is really hilarious at this point because now I've drank it twice a day, every day for 7 years, and I would never go a day without. She convinced me to try it. I tried it day 1. I felt great. At day 2, I felt even better. Day 3, I was like, put me on the phone with whoever's in charge of this stuff. I'm going to tell everybody I ever met. Everybody's going to want some. I had no idea what I was doing. I had 270 Facebook friends. I was a tired, chubby, broke carpenter who didn't even know what a ketone was. And that's the truth. I didn't know anything about health or nutrition or leading a team or building a business or anything. I had no idea. I was ignorance on fire, and it worked perfectly, I guess, in the end of time. I always tell everybody, product wise, the product's insane. I always tell people that I got 1% better every single day for 100 days, and at the end of those 100 days, I was a completely different person. I looked like a different person. I talked like a different person. I definitely felt like a different person. I had dropped 43 pounds and lived a completely different life because of it. So, when people see you transform, they want to try it. Same as Emily, we didn't know how we were going to afford it for me and Jamie to drink twice a day, every day, full time. We all know it comes with a cost, and you get what you pay for. The product's incredible, but we just weren't in a financial situation where we could afford that. We both owned companies, but they were new companies. We were, working 50, 60, 70 hours a week. Jamie had a salon and spa. I have a construction company. And we just didn't know where the next month's bills were going to come from. It was always a struggle. It's the American way to buy and figure it out later. So, you know, fast forward, those 100 days, I lost 43 pounds. That was great. Obviously everybody wanted to try it. They, had incredible results. We watched our friends and our family and their friends and their family start to transform and have incredible experiences. And we still didn't know what we were doing. Like we didn't watch training videos. We didn't become gurus of sales, and we just didn't know. But we had, over the next couple of years, we had impacted like 1,000 people, and it was great. We were watching everybody we knew transform. We were getting some help, and it was taking some pressure off too, which was really, really nice. It was adding a vacation fund, or getting us to live with a little bit more freedom, or worry not so much about where we were going to pay the mortgage from the next month. And then about 4 years in, COVID happened, and I was sitting on the couch not doing anything, and Jamie and I were sitting there, and we decided to really go all in. And we didn't even know what that meant. We're like, we want more. We want more out of life. We want more for our kids. We want more freedom. We want to travel. We want to do all the things that everybody, dreams of doing, and we weren't doing them. Obviously, nobody was, because it was COVID and everyone was sitting on their couch. But we really decided we wanted to take it next level, and we didn't know what that meant. We started to reach out to some of our leaders and ask them what that meant, and we really worked on ourselves and started to do the business. Before, we were just kind of sharing what we loved with our loved ones and the people we cared about, and it was great. So we went all in for the last couple of years, and now we have a team of 25,000 people in 15 countries, which is incredibly rewarding for anybody thinking about it. It's possible. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Believe me, I didn't know what Zoom was. I didn't know anybody from any other countries. And, I just, it's cool. Like I always tell people that the product is incredible, but like the community, the support, the love, the education, the people you meet, the friends you meet, the relationships you build, that's the life-changing part, for real. Like people talk about it, but they don't understand it. And I look at it now, I look at Prove It Now as more like a personal development company that'll let you become the person that you only dreamed of being, backed by an incredible, insane product that we all get to drink. And I don't know if you've all tried it or not, but like the stuff's insane, but being part of it all and being really, really part of it is the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. So that's all I got.
Thank you so much, Sean. Honestly, the theme that I was thinking of as you were sharing and Emily was sharing, that's similar with us, and I think many of you, if you reach out to the person who invited you to this call afterwards and you ask them, like, did you know exactly what you were doing when you got started? No.
No chance.
We just really fell in love with something that actually worked. And what's amazing about how this works is that it truly is something that you're going to be supported every step of the way. So many things in life, It's like, okay, before I start it, I have to learn all the steps, and then I have to make a plan, and then I have to make a plan for when I'm going to start that plan. And then I'm going to talk to 5 people about it before I actually do anything. And this is like, no, no, no. Our job is to just share what we found with people who we care about, people who we love, people who we think might be interested, because there's a lot of people out there who are walking around feeling really foggy up in their head, feeling really crabby, feeling really rushed, feeling really stressed. And we have something that actually makes a difference and takes that away. And if you just get really, really excited about that, and then lean on whoever invited you to this call, whoever, you're working with a little bit closer, they can help educate or invite them to stuff like this. We do stuff like this, these calls where you can just invite people to learn more all the time, so that you don't have to feel like you have to know all of the things in order to help other people. It's really team supported, even though it is your own business. So that's really empowering too. I had never worked for myself before. It's really special to be able to be part of this, but feel so connected to a greater community too.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've mentioned community, Emily and Sean both mentioned community, and it like truly is the most supportive community you could possibly imagine, to the standpoint of, so I work at a college, and one of the things that we do a lot of is we have to hire consultants to like do stuff for us. And by doing this, we're literally getting free consulting from people who have done this at a super high level, who want to actually help us. It's the most incredible thing ever, if you think about it. Being able to just work with people who have gone to where you want to get to, and they can literally show you what they did to do that, and they're happy to do it. It's amazing.
The other thing that's beautiful too, that like I still pinch myself and like can't get my head fully wrapped around, is we're all doing this together, right? In a very collaborative way. In another business that you would start up per se, like let's say you were going to open a Domino's. We were just talking about this
Like
earlier
2 hours
today,
ago.
actually. So in some respect, right? Like we're all independent doing our own thing, but we're willingly sharing what we're doing and what's working with each other to help each other grow and get better. Because we're not coming from a place of like, oh no, we're going to run out of people to talk about ketones. No, nobody knows about ketones.
It's like if you could get on a call with your other fellow Domino's owners, the Pizza Hut owner down the street, the Papa John's down the other way, and like all talk about what's working to help people experience the best pizza possible. It's literally that, but that doesn't happen in anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even tell you like how many opportunities you have to plug in with this team of winners who have been doing this for years, who want to help you win. I mean, we work so closely together. There's several like Zoom meetings a week where we jump on and we share ideas and we do trainings, and all of that's live, like so that you can really participate. They're also recorded that you can catch them later on your own time. We do a lot of stuff locally around here where we get together in person too. So if that's something that, appeals to you, you can do the same thing in your community. So it's really something where you would not be out there on your own trying to figure out what the heck to do, because we want to work closely with you and help you have success with it. So let's have Brendan, you share. Is there anything else before you kind of talk about like the different ways to get started?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
So I think there are 4 kind of main ways to really start either drinking or sharing ketones. The first way, if you've never tried them before, and you're really super skeptical, the person who invited you or someone close to them can definitely get you like a 3, 5, or 10-day trial pack. We do that all the time for people, just to make sure that it doesn't taste like garbage, or you're not going to grow an 11th toe or something like that. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 would be anybody at any time could basically become a full paying customer. I don't recommend that, because that leads me into option number 3, which is being a customer on our VIP program, which all that means, the only difference is there's a monthly smart chip attached to that. And as soon as you sign up for that, you're automatically unlocked a 15% discount on everything from your monthly purchase to any other one-time orders. You get access to some special flavors and products inside our VIP vault. And then you also have the opportunity to earn points the same way you would earn like airline miles or credit card points that you can then use for future purchases. So that VIP customer is 10 times better than being a full customer. So they're both options, but VIP is definitely the way to go. If
And
you're
it's
gonna,
a free rewards
for
program.
free to sign up for, free to cancel, no hassles. Don't have to mail a kidney in to cancel or anything like that. And then the fourth way, which is what you heard the people share on tonight, is to be a promoter. I think there are some things out there that people are pushed to become a promoter because it unlocks a deeper discount on product, or they get special access to stuff. That is not the case with this. We typically really only want to, or we try to help people become a promoter who are actually looking to promote, not from a standpoint of like getting a bulk order of ketones. But inside of becoming a promoter, there are a handful of different ways to start, and the person who invited you can definitely circle back and explain some of those a little bit more in depth. The three most popular way would be our brand builder packs, either the mini, max, or mega, 3, 6, or 12 boxes. And then inside of that, I don't want to get too into the weeds. I'm a numbers person. I love this kind of stuff, but I know not everyone is. So the only thing I wanted to mention with kind of this month specifically, it's been going on all of August, and then it will go for the next 28 and a half hours to the end of the month, is anyone who signed up to be a promoter this month and grabs either a max or mega bundle, everyone, no matter what, when you sign up to be a promoter, you have the opportunity to run for our roadmap of bonuses inside of your first 4 months. Again, it's all available. I'm not reinventing the wheel or anything like this. It's all available on our resource center. The person who invited you can definitely get more in depth with that. I'm happy to talk to anybody more in depth about it. But inside of that, we have kind of our building block of doing this really for a brand new person or someone who's been here for 7 years, like Sean and Jamie, is what we call MVP. The reason I'm bringing all this up is because for the month of August, extending until the end of tomorrow, which is, tomorrow's the 31st, right? Yeah, end of tomorrow, if you come in and join us with either a max or mega, that first MVP bonus that anybody can have a chance to hit no matter what, doubles for your first month from $500 to $1,000. So again, that might sound like a lot of numbers, a lot of dates, everything like that. I just wanted to mention it because the last time that we did like this double MVP thing, I think was back when we started, which was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and it is true. If you've been on the fence about doing this for a little bit, or you're excited, this is by far the best time to do it because of that, especially if you're looking to get out of the gate strong, because there's a lot of bonus money on the table for your first 4 months, and just by flipping the switch and having the double first bonus on the table inside of the first month is a big deal for sure. So I definitely don't want to spend anybody's money for them, but it's definitely worth mentioning because it's a really good opportunity to jump in and join the community. So those are the 4 ways that we like to recommend people get started. If you have questions, we're definitely here to help, or the person who invited you can definitely help as well. So how did I miss anything?
No, I thought that was great.
Okay.
And honestly, the thing that I'll leave you with, look, if you got on this call a little hesitantly, I'm so glad that you did. So many people wouldn't take the time to learn about this, and you did. So that's amazing in itself. So many people wouldn't take the time to think, maybe there's something out there that would help me. And you did. So definitely give yourself a lot of grace and a lot of credit for that. If you're leaving this call and feeling like, this sounds great, I don't know if I can do it, I think that's a sign you should do it. Like, I'm just telling you, if you're leaving this call and you're like, I'm glad I learned about this, not quite the right time, or not quite for me, that's okay too. We will still love you, take great care of you, and want you to know that you are welcome to participate to the extent that you want to participate. But if there's a part of you, like we all say, we all start somewhere between scared and nervous. And if that's where you are, jump in, because like you're not going to know unless you go for it. And I'm so glad that I didn't stay, oh, you might hear my dog right now, in my safety zone of like, oh, I'm just going to keep drinking this and keep working because like this is what I've always done and this is what I know how to do. And I took a leap of faith and I went for it because my life looks so much better now, and I'm so excited about where we're going together. Our lives. Yeah, I'm so excited about where we're going together, and that
Yeah.
wouldn't have happened if we didn't get curious about what more there was with this. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for jumping on tonight. I hope that you found this valuable and a little bit more insightful. Don't worry if some of those numbers were a little bit too quick for you.
Yeah.
Just reach back out to the person that invited you this call and say, hey, I kind of want to learn a little bit more about
But what that guy was talking about.
yeah, about the packs that are available for me to get started as a promoter. The last thing that I'll say about that, and I know we're at 30 minutes and we were supposed to keep it to that, is that those packs are available, right, so that you have product on hand for you and your family to drink, but also for you to be able to offer trial packs. Because if you remember Brendan walking through the ways to get started, some people do just want to start with 3, 5, or 10 flavors and just test it out. So that's also what the intention is behind those promoter packs, is so that you make your initial investment back by selling trials, and we will help you with all of that too once you get started. So thank you again so very much. Good night, everybody, and we hope to be working with you very soon.
Peace.